Franny Knight.
The biggest shift that we're seeing right now is social media is a communication tool like no other communication tool other than when the telephone came into existence. That was a major shift for us too. Even this is a bigger shift than emailing, websites, the internet, because social media is an actual many-to-many tool that companies are having to struggle with whether they're going to incorporate it into their process. And what we're finding out is that they're finally realizing, just in the last couple of years, I believe, that they have to bring social media into their companies, because up to this point many companies have been blocking Facebook. Employees can't get onto Facebook because it's just like when the telephone first came into existence. Companies didn't want to bring the telephone into their operations either. I don't know if anybody knows that, but they didn't, because they said that they didn't want their employees to making calls to all their friends and family and goofing off or releasing trade secrets. And if you look at the resistance to social media in workplaces today, it's the very same reason. But this is a bigger shift than the telephone. And what's really interesting to me about this shift is that we have been probably over the last decade been really preparing managers and leaders that we're going to have to allow people to have more freedom in how they're managing themselves and how they're doing teams versus a command and control. Every CEO in this country has said that the number one thing that's missing in their employees is creativity and innovation, that they believe their employees are not creative and innovative enough to take us into the next stage of what corporations need. But the challenge has been in the last 10 years is that even though they know that they need more creativity out of their employees, the structures and the operations that companies have had do not allow employees to be creative and innovative. But with social media, that's all going to shift. And as soon as companies get over, we're going to block this, we're not going to allow it, and get over that it's just for 20-somethings and that it's a fad and that it's going to go away, which I've seen that happen in the last 2 years. Once companies as a whole go, okay, how do we incorporate social media into our operations? How do we put up a social media policy and a strategy? How do we start using it for marketing? But that's the one thing that companies are going to realize. It's not just for marketing. It is a communication tool, not only internally but externally with their stakeholders, their customers, their suppliers. It's all going to be a huge shift that is also going to allow for the creativity and innovation to take place like we've never seen it before.